Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba Group says third quarter revenue rose 37% to $33.9 billion, beating forecasts slightly. For the 3 months to December, it also reports net income of almost $12.2 billion. This is its first earnings report since China's regulators pulled the $34 billion IPO of its fintech arm, Ant Group. Together with Ant and other e-commerce firms, Alibaba is also being probed for antitrust practices in China. Alibaba says it is cooperating fully with the regulators and will update the market when the probe ends. It also says it is unable to provide a fair assessment of the changes and uncertainties. And here to unpack the earnings for us is William Ma, China market analyst. William, well, what stood out for you in the earnings report?
Yes, traditionally, Q3 is good for e-commerce company in China because of, the November 11th single day. Despite I'm single, I actually, shop a lot on that date as well. I think what stood out on that, Q3 numbers is people are very focusing on two things. One is the growth of the user, or the active clients in China. I think it's growing at between 9 to 10%, which is close to 700 million users. The second is the growth of the Ali Cloud. Actually, the market is valuing this business at 200 billion. So I think the share price is kind of like reflected on the, good earnings already.
Yeah, William, there are likely more restrictions on Ant's business. How concerned are investors about the antitrust measures against Ant and Alibaba?
I think the concern actually was a surprise, when Ant was kind of like paused for an IPO. So you see a price correction, since, late last year. But having said that, I think, after more regulations, coming out and discussion, we are seeing share price rebound a little bit. And actually, in terms of valuation, the company is trading at 22 times. I expect when there are more kind of like clearer of the regulations, actually the valuation gap should continue to go up, which means there should be more upside,
Yeah, so I'll get more details from you on that. How would a resumption of Ant's IPO then affect Alibaba?
Yeah, I think, the resumption of Ant IPO, actually market are expecting later on this year. I believe this is a good sign for the company. And secondly, in terms of the regulations, on the competition, the market is actually thinking about, the platform monopoly, meaning that Alibaba is having like 58% market share. The second is JD 18, and then Pinduoduo is 12%. If the platform is kind of like more even, actually it's good for the second and third tier player, and also it's good for the merchant. So eventually the end customer will be rewarded. So all in all, I think the market is getting more positive on the stock, and you are seeing a rebound on the company.
And William, do you think Alibaba will ever be able to shake off the uncertainty?
I think, Jack Ma is kind of like continue. He's kind of like passing the power and control of the company to the CEO, which has been planned, over the years. I do not think, his kind of like current movement will impact the operating company a lot. Actually, we believe the company is well operated by, different group company, and the resumption of the Ant financial IPO could be a positive catalyst to the overall company to move back their valuation from 22 times closer to other, internet or e-commerce company, which is trading at 30 to 40 times, PE in China.